wearing their Hawai'i jerseys, special edition, up for auction. They will serve first. Rosenthal forces the overpass. They go middle, and it is Justin Todd with the demolition. And Hawaii strikes first.
Did they hear my keys to the game, Kanoa? It's all about the first contact, and the serve will make that first contact for.
The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. The usual first six for both teams here. One serving zero. It's Rosenthal. Another good serve handled by the libero Chris Connolly. They go back row, and UCLA loves doing that, especially to this guy, Sean Kelly, 6'7" sophomore from Manhattan Beach.
And he's the reigning ABCA Player of the Week. He's got it all going on. His best games are ahead of him. I'm telling you, just a sophomore, this guy can do it all.
Yeah, over the last handful of matches, he has hit his career high multiple times, including 21 against USC. As Kainoa Wade gets rejected, and Cameron Thorne in on it. The middle for UCLA, undersized by prototypical standards, 6'4" senior in his second year with UCLA, a first-team All-American a year ago.
Yeah, at 6'4", American middle, amazing. He hits for big percentages every night.
Ran over and gave his head coach John Hawks a high five after that block. But there was no blocking that. Justin Todd with another annihilation. And we are tied at 2 here early. You can feel the electricity in this building.
And Justin Todd's dad, Jason, flew all the way from Houston to see this match tonight.
Here's Adrian War. And serves it into the net. Hawaii coming in 16-2 overall. They're ranked 3rd in the nation. They have yet to open play in the Big West Conference. UCLA under second-year head coach John Hawks. They are 17-0. It is their first 17-0 start since 1984. What a pass there by Quentin Greenwich. Backside Wade. Did he hit the pin? No, they're going to say he hit the block. Or they're going to say he did hit the pin first. So after the review, Randy Rubinoff reverses the call. It is officially a net violation against UCLA. So Hawaii gets the point, and we're knotted at 3 as you take a look at head coach Charlie Wade. 12-14 in his tenure as head coach against UCLA, and 8-10 against teams that are ranked #1 in the country.
Not a bad record, actually.
Todd on the serve. It's a good one. Pulls Andrew Rowan off of the net. D-set, and that one stays on the UCLA side. Now on the other side, the lefty swing of David Decker pinballed around. And Hawaii will send a free pass over the net. Advantage Bruins. They go back row, and it goes off of Wade's hands and down. There's Sean Kelly again on the bick.
Some people might want to know why the word bick is. It means back row quick. And long ago, I asked John Sproul, the former UCLA coach, where'd that come from? He says, oh, I invented it.
Pass by War is on the money. He gets the set from the back row, but he got under it a little bit, and he sends it out. So we've seen a service error, a hitting error now from Adrian War, and he's a guy that is going to have to play well, just as you'd imagine everyone will against a team like UCLA.
Absolutely. He had an open net there.
Here's Zach Rama. How good has this guy been this year? Here is Wade, double block against him. Sliding save there by Rowan. Bodies colliding on the Bruins side. Advantage here for Hawaii. Rosenthal goes behind the head middle to Trey Jordan, but he hits it hard angle wide. And a couple of unforced hitting errors for Hawaii, giving a couple of freebie points to UCLA.
Not what Charlie would call efficiency. Efficiency is when Hawaii commits fewer errors rather than more.
6 serving 3. That one tickles the tape. Rosenthal going to go right side. It's Wade, cross court, and also wide. No touch up front. And Hawaii hitting negative here at the moment. And I think we're going to have another possible challenge by Charlie Wade. Oh, that was interesting. You had Kainoa Wade, who was telling Charlie that he thought it was in. Charlie was reaching for the replay paddle, and it was Louis Sakonoko who walked over and said, no, don't challenge it. As the serve goes wide, and Hawaii a much-needed point to get out of that rotation. Zach Rama, a 6'8" senior from Phoenix, Arizona, went to the same high school as Finn Kearney, different years, of course, Sandra Day O'Connor High School. 5th in the nation in kills per set. And how about that serve? Kainoa Wade throwing Flames, and Hawaii back within 2.
A little cutty shot here, going for area 1, catches, I think that caught Thorne in the shoulder.
5 serving 7. That one tight to the net. And we're going to have a whistle that's going to give it to UCLA. They're going to call a interference against Hawaii. And so UCLA gets the point, and it will be Cameron Thorne to serve. I'm going to say that that was still on the UCLA side of the net when Trey Jordan made contact with it. Another down the line serve that misses wide, and it'll now be Louis Sakanoko's turn to serve.
He's been working really hard in his serve this week, Kanoa. Going from the really super high toss to one much lower.
Yeah, he's had some issues with the toss at different times this season. That one looked pretty high as well.
It was.
Good pass there by Rama. And that's Decker. David Decker, 6'9" redshirt junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In his 4th year with UCLA, had 9 kills, hit .316. Also had 4 aces a couple of nights ago against Lewis in a sweep win.
I asked Hawks, where'd you find this guy in North Carolina? He says, oh, I found him in a Florida volleyball camp.
Yeah. Oh, Sakanoko had the sprawl for that. Wade, 3 blockers up, and he's able to beat it. Plugs it right in between all of those bodies. And Hawaii gets the point.
Smart move by the Bruins to get 3 blockers up. They knew where the set was going to go, so they all loaded up there, and to no avail.
Oh, and the jump float by Trey Jordan. A rare service error for him.
I think he's trying to go short, which is some of the strategies some teams use against UCLA because they have such a big team. They want to try to get those big guys to come up in front of the 3-meter line so that they do not get any kind of approach.
Here's Sean Kelly. Pass by Sakanoko is a good one. Here's Roar, blocked back. The cover there by Greenwich. Back to Roar. Dug up by Kelly. And then over on 2, the swing is dug up. And now Wade from behind the line. Rama got a piece of it, tapped it back into the center of the court. And now, Hawaii had worked to the advantage, but that first touch was a little tricky from Rosenthal. Roar finally settles it as he goes through the hands and down. That was a squirrely sequence, but Hawaii got the point.
It really was squirrely, but Hawaii, UCLA was basically in control of that entire rally. Hawaii just was patient, hung in there, and scrambled at the end. Roar's number from Thursday night hitting 7-14, playing 1 set on Thursday night.
Served there by Rosenthal. Great pass. Rama back row. And there's Sean Kelly again, able to get the ricochet kill. So they have given Hawaii a pretty early and heavy dose of Sean Kelly, who's averaging 3.5 kills per set this season, hitting .393. Had 9 kills, 10 digs against Lewis 2 nights ago.
One of the things that Rowan does best is find his hot hitters and ride them.
Backside is Roar, blocked and roofed. And that was Zach Rama jumping up next to Cameron Thorne. This is a UCLA team that is just outside the top 10 nationally in blocks.
Zach Rama at 6'8". He's a tall tree out there. Tough to get over.
And I got some go-go gadget arms on top of that 6'8" frame. Outside, that is Wade. It'll be played back row Kelly, and that got a touch on the dive by Sakanoko. And UCLA has opened up its largest lead of this first set. Now, we were talking about it in the pregame, CMAC, a matchup of 2 of the best setters in college volleyball. They are 1-2 nationally in assists. They have guided these 2 offenses to be 1-2 in kills per set and hitting percentage nationally. Talking about Trev Rosenthal and Andrew Rowan. There is another assist there for Rosenthal, but talk about the comparison between these 2 very high-level setters.
Yeah, they both contact the ball at a high point, both very creative. They both love to hit on 2, call their own number. So a lot of similarities there. Both have pretty good serve, too, by the way.
Middle set, and the block is up. Justin Todd saying ahole to Cameron Thorne.
And rarely does Cameron Thorne, the first-team All-American last year, get blocked, and that time he was trying to avoid Todd, but just could not get around those big paws.
Yeah, he's hitting .540 coming into this match. Meanwhile, Adrian Rohr deals an ace out of the deck. And 3 straight points for the Rainbow Warriors.
Adrian Rohr off the French national team, the under-21 team. He's had so much international experience. I don't know if he's had crowds like this, though, Kanoa.
Into the string. And now it'll be Andrew Rowan back to serve.
You know, one of the things we did not talk about as far as keys to the game are concerned is how much of a factor will the 7th man play tonight? These 10,000 people in this arena.
I mean, even if you're UCLA, this is still something that's extraordinary. Good pass there, Greenwich. Outside, Louis. Greenwich on the cover. Now they go middle. It's Justin Todd, and he gets the kill. So Justin Todd factoring in here heavily for Hawaii in this opening set. That's his 3rd kill on his 3rd swing.
He's got the hot hand right now. I wouldn't be surprised that every free ball when he's rotating through the front just set him. He's having a lot of success right now.
UCLA at the moment just 1 hitting error. They're hitting .455. Hawaii has 5 hitting errors. They're at a .111. So something to keep an eye on here. Hawaii still, though, just down 2. Rowan goes middle, and that was a smash by Cameron Thorne. And UCLA, one of the most prestigious college volleyball tournaments around.
One of the few categories that Hawaii is best at UCLA.
That's right. Out of the timeout, middle set, and that's Trey Jordan getting way up into the skies. Well, Hawaii hitting 105 near CMAC, and yet they're trailing by just 2. How are they hanging in there?
Yeah, well, their serving has been pretty good, putting UCLA, out of system once in a while, but they do it by being patient in long rallies as well.
That one knuckled down there by Thorne. Those are some tight quarters, but you get a glimpse of Andrew Rowan. His hands are special.
Yeah, they really are. Especially with, he's really good at setting with one hand, going forward or back.
And that's an out serve. 3rd service error for UCLA, and now Louis will go back there to send it across. Nine aces on the year for Louis Sakamoto. Made sure he got that one in. Rowan goes back row, and my goodness, Zach Rama looking to hurt people.
That was something special right there. Look how Hawaii even got 2 blockers up, sort of, and Rama just destroyed it anyway.
Around here, they would call him Rama the Bama with the pigeon accent there.
Yeah.
Middle set, there's Jordan going up over the top of everybody and getting the kill. So the middles putting in some work here tonight. And now we're going to have a service sub for Hawaii. It is Finn Kearney who will retreat back to serve. It was great to see Finn get some extended timeout on the floor the other night. And Hawaii took on Mount Olive on the opening night of the outrigger. Also saw a healthy dose of Christian Tatrisky. Here's Kelly, 3 blockers up, and he's able to just find the open floor. Just a sophomore showing some savvy.
What a smart shot. Saw the block was lined up on him. There might have been 3 blockers up that time, but he knew that the right side blocker was coming up to get a possible tip, so he just lobbed it to the corner and dropped in. Smart play.
18 serving 15. Pass by Rohr is a good one. Middle set, Todd gets blocked. Zach Rama again.
With the way UCLA's playing, hitting 600, that's a tough offense.
Pass pulls Rosenthal off the net. Dicek goes to Wade. Block slowed him down. So Bruins on the attack. Rowan goes outside the Rama. What a layout save there by Greenwich off the block. Oh, the second touch drifts over to UCLA's side, and Michael Wong Diallo says, "Thank you very much for making it so easy."
What a story on him. He was loved his basketball. Didn't really play organized volleyball till his senior year, where he made Fab 50 that year in high school. An amazing story.
And then quickly shot up the ladder as he was Also invited to play with the USA National Program, the U21 Pan Am Cup in Cuba in 2023. So you're right, from very humble and abrupt beginnings in the sport. Michael Wong Diallo, now one of the starting middles for the #1 team in college volleyball. 16 serving 20. Hawaii needs to score a few points in bunches here to get back in the mix. David Decker, the southpaw swing. That was another heater. He's averaging just under 2.6 kills per set this year, hitting 348. They come at you from all angles, don't they, C-Mac?
They really do. He wants to be an engineer. He engineered that shot pretty well, don't you think? Wow.
Here's Trent Talifero. He's the reserve setter, 6'5" sophomore. Forces an overpass, and then that one winds up in the lap of Louis Sakanoko, courtesy Cameron Thorne, and UCLA sitting comfortably here. 22-16 in the first.
Talifero with a great serve. He won't get an ace out of that, but he did earn the point.
Comes from incredible stock in the history of UCLA.
Brandon went to school with my son, Parker, at UCLA. I think same class or near that.
Greenwich high ball set out to Wade, and that one may have caught the dome of Rama.
Sometimes you can be too big. His head was well over the net. He was inviting his dome to be hit.
17 serving 22. On two knees, the pass by Rama. Back row set, and it is Sean Kelly again. That has been clockwork precision-like for UCLA in this first set.
That's 6 for him now. He's got 6 or 7 kills. He only averages 3.5. That's his 6th.
On 6 attempts, mind you.
Yeah.
Hawaii out of system. Cross court set. It's going to drift over the net. Now we got a joust up there. Stays on the Hawaii side. Sakanoko will two-hand it over. Big advantage here for the Bruins. Rowan goes middle, and Cameron entered the match tied for the team lead with 31 aces, who, ironically, sends it out. You don't believe in the broadcaster jinx or anything, do you?
If you look good, you play good.
That's right. Ball never lies. That's what they say. Here is Justin Todd. Hawaii, big-time uphill challenge. But that was a big-time serve. And UCLA scrambling just to forge a return, but they do to their credit. Hawaii goes back row to roar, and he hits it wide. Hawaii 36 with just one hitting error. And that gets Hawaii out of system. Sakanoko sets up Roar, triple block. Good reaction there along the back line by Kelly. Here's Rama, 3 blockers up, and they deny access.
Rama really had nowhere to go except to loop it high and over that block, but he couldn't because that block was actually pretty big. They got up pretty well themselves that time. Where to block Rama, by the way. He's great. All-American. Nice pass as well.
Little set, and there's Diallo. Michael Wong Diallo from Los Angeles, California. And again, that middle attack, rhythmic here for UCLA.
First team All-City in basketball. Definitely a volleyball convert. His ceiling is high.
And you saw hitting 462 on the year. Justin Todd with the answer, though. And now all of a sudden it's a battle of middles here early in set 2.
I talked to the coaches early on this week, and both of them felt that the middle of the court might be where the match is won. The back row quick and the middle attackers up front.
Or took a little something off there. And there that time, Justin Todd was ready, waiting, and able to turn it back on Cameron Thorne.
A lot of celebration going on there. When you block an All-American like that, you got to feel pretty good about yourself.
Oh, what a good serve. Great pass, though, by Kelly. Outside Rama. The block slowed him down. Layout save War. High and away. It's Louis. Oh, that goes off the chest of Kelly. Connolly sets up Rama. He pushes it deep, but too deep. And Hawaii has its largest lead of the match at 4-1 here in set 2, and it gives this crowd a chance to turn up the volume knob.
Yeah, when Hawaii hit, like 100 in the first set, the crowd didn't have much to cheer about. You're right, Kanoa.
4 serving 1. War gets it in again, and it was filthy. And an early timeout by UCLA. The campus and Governor Josh Green essentially kind of shutting down all of the non-essential stuff on the island of Oahu. As out of the timeout, Roar sends it into the net. And I would have to imagine everyone's in agreement that was probably a good call, because things got really gnarly and scary in some areas last night. And so we hope that everybody is safe, and we hope that you have some power as much as possible.
One exception, well. You had to go to work yesterday. Apparently you were considered an essential worker.
Yeah. Who would have thought that hosting a sports talk show on AM radio would qualify you for being an essential worker. Meanwhile, Andrew Rowan with an ace. That's his 32nd of the season.
He is one terrific server. Another broadcaster, James.
No, we don't believe in that stuff. Remember, we don't believe in that stuff. 6 serving 3 here. And what you're trying to bounce back after getting steamrolled in that first set. It's a UCLA team that has played a lot of really good opponents already this season.
Yeah, you're asking earlier, what's the difference between these two teams as far as preparation goes? I'd say UCLA has got so many good teams they've played against. Hawaii's played some good ones, but not quite like UCLA's schedule. UCLA played Irvine, number 2 Long Beach, and the third one was USC.
Yeah.
All those teams in the top 5 in the country. Hawaii, meantime, we're playing teams like 5, 6, and 7 in the country. I think it made a difference.
Here's Louis. Oh, and that one gets returned. That was David Decker getting most of that, jumping up next to Thorne, and this big Bruin block making its presence felt.
Yeah, Lou was trying to go line. He thought the block would be late getting out there, but Decker was already almost at the antenna waiting for him.
Out serving 6, Rama. Pass by War. Outside here, Sakanoko again. Soft touches it off of the hands. Rowan on the save, so Rama sets up Decker, but it drifts over the net. Had a little joust up there. Now Sakanoko, another joust. Kept alive by Thorne. Tapped over by Decker. And just ad-libbing and improv on both sides, but UCLA improving just that much better.
Yeah, seeming to win all the jousts at the net. Good cover that time by Thorne. Cover his hitter.
And so UCLA has brought it back even at 6s here in set 2. Oh, Rowan trying to play it off of the net. They at least keep the sequence alive. Rosenthal goes back row. War, did he get a touch? No touch is the call. And War hits it wide again. And UCLA jumps in front here. 7-6. They have scored the last 4.
Roar hitting negative so far. More errors than kills.
Rosenthal outside. Sakanoko one-on-one. And he taps it down. And Sakanoko with his first kill of the match. So Kainoa Wade will serve. And that one is sent out by Wade. Hawaii led by 4 earlier in this set 2, and then an early timeout by John Hawks, and the Bruins came out seemingly inspired. And they have been able to immediately change the vibe here in the second. Rosenthal going D-set to Wade. And it was off the block and out. It was one-on-one with Sean Kelly. Kelly got a good chunk of it, but Hawaii gets the point. So Kainoa Wade with his 4th kill. He's hitting 182. He matches Justin Todd for tops right now for Hawaii. And here's Louis. That one popped straight up in the air by Connolly. Bump set Goes over the net. I'm not sure exactly what Andrew Rowan was looking to do there, but he basically set up his counterpart, Tread Rosenthal, on the other side.
Good friends, by the way.
So Hawaii back in front. And again, that toss just sort of drifting a little bit on Louis. And the contact flattened out.
Really hard to catch up to the ball when it's a bad toss too far into the court. Louis couldn't catch up. Needed to just keep that one in.
Here's Decker. Rosenthal going D-set. It's Wade. Block was up. Rosenthal got the cover. So here's Rohr. 3 blockers against him, and he blasts it off the hands with so much thrust that it goes off and out beyond the end line.
A great set that time from Quentin Greenwich, that from the back row. Set up a perfect ball for Rohr, who's struggling at the net right now. He's also taking a lot of serves, by the way. They're serving him almost every time.
Floater gets over by Jordan. Outside. And that's going to be a UCLA point as Kelly was able to plug it past Rosenthal one-on-one. Well, the setter's doing a good job of finding one-on-one matchups. That's part of the reason they're so good. And that time Kelly won his.
Exactly, and Andrew Rowan's responsible for that. And good passing helps as well.
Good pass there by Rohr. That was a smoke show. And then Rohr, speaking of smoke, in the direction of Chris Connolly, former Long Beach State libero, transferring to UCLA.
These are 3 years and decided to move over to UCLA, and he's stole that job and he's not letting go. He's a good one.
11 serving 10. Rosenthal diving past Connolly, tight to the net, outside Rama. And another fantastic nectar put up by Andrew Rowan. And he was backed up against the string. Not an easy task. Still put up some low-hanging fruit there for his guy, Zach Rama.
Yeah, it helps to have a tall center like that because he still basically stole an overpass. Because he's so big, he can go up and steal that from going over. But to steal it from is one thing, and steal it and put up a good set is another. And that's what he does.
Pretty good resume for Andrew Rowan. In his 4th year with UCLA, he's a 3-time first-team All-American and 2-time national champion.
And he and Rama are on the watch list for Player of the Year, according to the ABCA list.
And they've played together this entire time at UCLA. You can see it, the chemistry and the vibe that they have with one another. It is discernible as that serve by Diallo drifts long. And now Adrian Rohr will serve for Hawaii. Connolly takes on the pass, back row, and it is Sean Kelly hitting it wide. Folks, he is human. His first hitting error of the match, he was 7 for 7 prior to that.
You can take off the Superman cape.
13 serving 11. Oh, Rohr ramped it up a little. Pulls Rowan off the net, out to Rama, deep corner and down. Makes it look so effortless. 5th in the NCAA in kills per set, averaging just over 4 per. He has gone for 19 or more kills in a match 5 different times this season. And Rowan serves it into the string.
Talk about Rama and Rowan. When Rowan signed the contract to go to UCLA, guess who followed moments later? Zach Rama.
Smart. 14 serving 12. Oh, Todd again, the toss. Just forcing him to have to broad jump his way to that contact.
Speaking of Rowan and recruiting him, John Hawks was 3 times a week during COVID trying to get a hold of Rowan.
That was a tricky time for these coaches to navigate. As Kelly goes wrist away, a thin slice of bread. And we're tied at 14.
Oh, a sharp angle inside the 3-meter line. Probably landed about the 6-foot line. That was nasty.
So here is Rama. Diving past Greenwich. And Wade hits it into the pin. And so UCLA, after all of that, trailing by as many as full run for sure in his time with the staff. 2 national titles, 4 championship match appearances. And now he's on the other side. A little bit strange, I'm sure, for a lot of the fans here in the islands to see Milan Zarkovic on the other bench. Meanwhile, 3 blockers up on Louis. Hawaii keeps it alive. Louis a second time taps it off the hands. Now Rowan, backside, Decker, block back, Rama the cover. Now on the left side, it is Kelly dug up, over and out. And UCLA now has scored 4 in a row. They take a 2-point advantage.
These two teams getting to know each other a little bit more now. The offensives, where have they gone? Hawaii hitting 095 and UCLA hitting 200 after hitting 460 in the first set.
D said that's roar, and he's able to avoid the block and get a much-needed point for Hawaii. Now, going back to Milan Zarkovic, we were talking with head coach John Hawks, CMAC. You know, this is his second year. Last year, he took over somewhat late in the fall timeline, and so he didn't really have as much time to sort of build things according to what he would maybe be most comfortable with. Right, carrying over from the very successful John Spraw years, as that block was very successful for UCLA. He said that was one of the things he appreciated about the offseason going into year 2. Was that he could add to the coaching staff. Alex Knight adding Milan Zarkovic, and says that he feels much more comfortable in what he has built around him here in his second year on top.
And talking to him, he just seems confident. He seems to exude confidence and loves his players, loves their attitude, loves the fact that he believes they're unselfish. They don't care who gets the most kills in that match. They're confident that Andrew Rowan will set the right people, and he just seems really happy in his job.
What UCLA has done impeccably this year is they have just played their strongest late in sets and late in matches. Now trying to do the same here in set 2. Outside, that's Kelly. And man, this guy has been a load this evening. That is his 10th kill on his 12th attempt. Just 1 hitting error. He has been superhuman here through these first 2 sets. He's hitting 750. Decker trying to bring the heat. 76 miles an hour on the gun, but it goes long.
Almost caught Kainoa Wade in the foot. What about UCLA playing great and late in matches? How about the way they reverse swept Long Beach State? That's playing pretty good late.
Beat USC in 5 at SC. Came through late in that one as well. Back row set Rama, 1-hand punch up save Wade. Louis sets up Roar. He gets it blocked back off of his head. Wade sends it over, but out. Oh man, UCLA, it just feels like they continue to apply so much pressure on you that even though Hawaii is very much in this second set, you get the feeling that they are doing so much more scrambling on their side of the net.
Yeah, they really are. They're playing some great defense. You saw Chitrisky there.
Rosenthal, Sakanoko sets up Roar. Cross court, that's dug up nicely by Decker. Here's Rama from the left side. And he just found the smallest crevice in that Hawaii block to take line and find the floor for another UCLA point.
Boy, he's got such range. He can go down the line, cut it back down the line. He can go OTT over the top. He's got the thin slice of bread, wrist away. He's the real deal.
UCLA trying to complete the set of wins against Big West Conference teams.
Brandon Taliaferro right there, Trenton's father.
Yeah, he is a volleyball UCLA setting legend, 2-time national champ in the UCLA Hall of Fame. Now an assistant with the USA Women's Volleyball program.
He used to drive to work with John Spraw every day.
Back row, that's Louis. Did he get a touch? No touch. And a point for UCLA. And once again, just like the tail end of set one, Bruins sitting very comfortably with that will take you to the auction. Out of the timeout, UCLA by 5. Here's Christian Tetrisky, got the touch, and so the first touch for Christian is a kill, and we'll see if that can rev the engine here for Hawaii. Facing a steep uphill challenge here to try to get back into the second.
Nice serving run by Tyler Farrell. He put him in this, that gave UCLA a nice little space.
Roar on the serve. Back row. Oh, things got a little mixed up there timing-wise. Roar on 2. Able to get it down along that back line. At least that's the initial call by the line judge. And that is immediately challenged by John Hawks.
The initial call is ball entered in. UCLA is challenging ball out.
And so Randy Rubinall will take a look at this. John Hawks, who returns to UCLA, where he served as an assistant for 7 years, led the recruiting efforts, also served as an assistant at Long Beach, USC, Irvine, was a head coach for 2 years at Loyola Chicago, MIBA Coach of the Year in 2023. Was there just enough of that end line clipped, C-Mac?
Yeah, it looked like it was just enough. We'll see, though. They may not use our camera angle there. They may use their own system.
Yeah, they have the DV Sport camera system set up. They are supposed to be able to access the camera angles that we have on our production as well. So there should be no shortage of angles available here for Randy Rubinall. What do you think about these Kahai Hawaii jerseys that Hawaii is wearing tonight?
I like them. I like them. I think they're going to go for big bids, like Sakanoko's last week.
Oh,
that was
man.
Unbelievable. Somebody paid over $3,000 for his jersey.
And it will be a Hawaii point. The call is upheld, so John Hawks loses that challenge. And Hawaii back within 3. And if they score here, best believe this crowd will erupt. Good serve by War. What a pass, Kelly. Outside, Rama blocked, but it goes out. Oh, Christian Tetrisky got a good piece of it. But UCLA now sitting on aloha ball in the second.
And their best server behind the service line, Andrew Rowan.
24 serving 20. And that one off of the platform of Greenwich got blown up. Hawaii scrambling to return it. They can't do it. It's an extended.
Not just try to power through the block as James Anastasiadis was talking about earlier.
Rosenthal getting set 3 started with the serve outside. That's Rama. And Rama doing Zach Rama things with his 6th kill. It was interesting. He actually hit negative 2 nights ago against Lewis. 4 kills was still a sweep win for UCLA, but very out of character.
It was for Rama because he goes for big numbers almost every night.
Float serve drifts out, let by Finn Kearney. And Kearney will now rotate back to serve. So Kearney out there in place of Louis Sakanoko. Adrian Roar continues as one of the pin hitters for Hawaii, and Christian Tetrisky at the oppo position. Outside, this is Rama off Tetrisky and right back in his grill. So Christian Tetrisky with a little D. And Hawaii jumps up 2-1 here in the third.
Nice block by Tetrisky. Very disciplined there. Not trying to do anything fancy. Just goes straight up and down. Pressing over the net.
10 kills the other night, hit .438. Had a couple of aces against Mount Olive. It was his first action since January 14th. And speaking of action, a little action at the net for Hawaii. As Justin Todd jumped up next to Roar, and you see Tetrisky putting his arms around the entire huddle.
Right now is that Thorne told Coach Hawks, go use the challenge card because I think that Justin Todd netted.
That is the challenge, that Hawaii committed a net violation. So we'll see if we can pick it up here on our net cam.
Oh no, that's the ball shaking the net, not Todd. This should be a quick review.
Yeah, can't see it, at least from that angle. It didn't look like there was anything, certainly not obvious enough to reverse the call, and Randy Rubinall has already made a decision, and the call will be upheld. So the second lost challenge here for John Hawks. And it's 3-1 Hawaii.
When you're up 2-0, I don't think he's too worried about only having one challenge left. But the last one he should use judiciously, that's for sure.
Served by Kearney. Dug out of the bench area there by Decker. Joust above the tape. Stays on the Hawaii side. Here's Tetrisky. 3 blockers up. And he rattles the cage. It'll be played back. Rowan, left side. Rama hanging and banging. But the save by Kearney. Back in!
There's a new wrinkle. Setting the Bick to a lefty. Flying out of the back row.
Kearney, who had 9 kills, just 1 error, a couple of aces the other night. With the serve, that hit goes long. Was there a touch? No touch. And Hawaii has opened up a 5-1 lead here in the third. Similar start to this third frame to what we saw in set 2, though. We should remind ourselves. As the next serve goes into the twine, but a solid run to fire the fans up here for Finn Kearney, and now it will be Andrew Rowan, who ended set 2 on an ace. Back behind the service line.
Surprised why he doesn't go with four passes here. Just Rowan is just so good.
And that one goes long. And now the Bruins players are asking John Hawks to challenge that one. He only has the 1 challenge left, but he's going to do it. He's going to use it.
And then he is done. He is done for the night as far as challenges go.
Unless he wins this, of course.
Then he'll still have 1.
And that's, that's well in.
Players gave Coach Hawks good advice there.
Yeah. So this should also be, for all intents and purposes, a pretty fast and speedy review. It looks like it will be. Randy Rubinall making the call, and that's in. So a successful challenge there for John Hawks. And it is a service ace for Andrew Rowan. That is his 3rd of the match. He had 4 the other night against Lewis. And back-to-back, give him 4 of a kind.
He is something special, I'm telling you. Notice he puts a certain spin on the ball when he tosses it up. It allows him to cut it like that down the line, where he's spinning a different way and he can go cross court just away.
That is wicked. That one skips off the tape, pinballed around. Tetrisky will get a swing out of it and make it work. Look at Christian Tetrisky.
He got away with one, Canelo. He got away with one.
But did you see the celebration after? Tongue out, fists pumping. As Hawaii, you're right. Got pretty fortunate there, but
You never see him celebrate that like that. He was just happy to be in the court. What do you think?
With a serve by Todd, winds up frightening some of the people that are sitting in that baseline front row. What a crowd we have seen here tonight. There was some concern, right, with the storm and the late announcement that this match was still on this morning. Tetrisky, and he's able to get it through the resistance and down. And there's a little pep in the step here to Christian Tetrisky in front of this raucous crowd.
Speaking of the crowd, I was asking a booster, a longtime booster, who told me before the game, you know, I don't think we'll get 5,000 people here tonight. And I said, no, I think we'll get more than that. And sure enough, I said, well, maybe 7,500, but this looks like almost a full house.
Yeah.
And kudos to the fans for getting through the rain or whatever other kind of difficulties they had to get to this epic battle.
I'm sure a lot of people were just pretty stir-crazy here on the island of Oahu after having to hunker down, so maybe they just wanted to get out and have a little fun. Here's Roar, giving them a reason to enjoy themselves as he bounces it off with a Terraflex.
How about the one-handed set by Rosenthal? That was a thing of beauty. He steals that ball from going across the net. Seth Rohr, he just delivers. Wow.
So Adrian Rohr, the one pin hitter left out there as the usual starter here for set 3. He has 7 kills to lead Hawaii. One hand back set, Decker. Oh, we saw the one hand set by Rosenthal just seconds ago, and there is Andrew Rowan in their little mini game of can you top this?
Well, these two setters are something else, aren't they? They played the ball at such a high contact level that the passers have a lot more room to pass it up close to the net, knowing that an overpass could be delivered as a good set.
Another ace here for UCLA. That is their 6th of the match. That one off the palm of David Decker. And that one fell right between a couple of receivers there for Hawaii.
He's the second best acer for this team, I believe.
Yeah, he and Rowan entered the match tied for the lead in aces on the team. Here's Tetrisky on the D set. And that was beautifully placed that time by Rosenthal, and Tetrisky obliged. And so Christian Tetrisky with 4 kills on 5 swings after being placed back into the match.
One of the reasons that Rosenthal stayed in the game the other night against Mount Olive was to set Tetrisky and Kearney just in case those two were going to be playing tonight.
That one's hacked back by Rosenthal. D set. Oh, tough placement there. Two-handed over advantage. Hawaii outside. Kearney. That's dug up along the back line by Rama. Outside now. It is Kelly. The two-hand save there. Rohr. Rosenthal trying to go over on 2. Somehow works it from his wallet back over the net. Outside Kelly. Dug up by Jordan. The swing by Rowan. Dug up again by Jordan. Here's Kearney. Cross-court and down. Are you kidding me? That was incredible.
Oh, my goodness. What a rally. I believe there's going to be a challenge possibly by the Bruins that Hawaii might have had a double hit. Looks like they are not going to use their challenge paddle.
Trey Jordan, give him the libero jersey already with a couple of big-time digs on that sequence.
You know, you get 1 or 2 digs a night. There's the one play by Rosenthal, and then he pops it over. How about that? As you said, from his wallet.
D-set, Decker. And that one right through the arms of Christian Tetrisky. So UCLA restoring some order after this place was popping following the effort of that last rally.
What a set from Rowan. Gives his hitter basically a one-on-one, or basically a moving block that was split.
Pass there by Kearney. Middle set, Todd! With a laser straight down to the floor.
Great set from Rosenthal. I like it better when Todd does not go right on top of the center, but instead goes to the gap area. It hits it like what they call a 31. Makes it tougher on the middle blocker.
11 serving 9. Hawaii showing some signs of life. Forces the overpass off of the Rosenthal serve. Back row war. And Hawaii up 3. Oh, they're going to call Rohr for a back row violation, however, on what was a late reversal by the R1 Ronald Pelham. There was not a review of any sort. That was just an overrule by Pelham, and some looks of confusion on the Hawaii side of the net. I'm going to say that Rohr stepped on that 3-meter line, and he clearly did, so a good call. Michael Wong Diallo serves it into the net. Well, Hawaii showing some signs of life here, C-Mac, in set 3.
Yeah, and I think the lineup change helped a little bit, just to get some fresh energy in.
Rowan going outside. This is Rama off the block and out. 7th kill for Zach Rama. Hawaii hitting .545 here in set 3. They've committed just 1 hitting error. On the other side, that betters UCLA's percentage just a tad. They're now hitting .071 though. And yet still trailing by just a point. Here's Rowan. What a pass there by Kearney. Outside Roar, one-on-one, and he pulverizes it.
Adrian Roar starting to warm up. Gets kill number 8 to go along, unfortunately, with 5 errors.
Entered this match averaging 3.2 kills per set, 401 hitting percentage. The sophomore from Lyon, France. Top 10 in the country in hitting percentage. 150 here so far tonight, but things starting to look up a bit. And then Trey Jordan, oh, he got 2 hands on it, but it falls down on the Hawaii side.
And as you said, what a difference in the 2 offenses this set. Hawaii hitting .583, UCLA hitting $133. What a difference for them.
Here is Jordan. Oh, the point of contact was in another stratosphere.
Again, they're setting the gap area between the right side blocker and the middle blocker. Having a lot more success than going right on top of the setter.
Happy Kilmore. That's a solid nickname for someone who never ceases to smile at any point. Good serve by Tatriski. Roar! Says Mahalo Nui Loa.
Opportunity.
To 9 kills now. Tatriski on the serve. That one pops straight up in the air by Connolly, and then from the back row, it's Rama, goes off of the shoulder of Christian Tatriski.
What a great pass by Connolly there.
Yeah.
Tatriski ripped that one pretty good. Connolly popped it up perfectly.
So if you're just joining us, UCLA winning the first 2 sets with veritable ease. Hawaii making some changes to the lineup. Christian Tatriski, Finn Kearney out there, and they have shown a different level of energy here so far. Here is Tatriski from behind the line. Tatriski saying that there was a touch. Ronald Pelham did not see it. He says it's an out ball, and Charlie Wade being urged on by his players to challenge the touch.
I think the Miles is saying that the blocker might have touched the antenna as well.
Oh, you're right. Let's see.
Right there.
Oh, boom.
There.
Let's see what the call is here. Rubinall, the verdict. And it is a violation. And Hawaii gets the point. And
yeah, the Christian was the closest player to the play. When Charlie listened to him.
on 2 knees, the pass by Connolly. Back row, Rama dug up, over, and out by Tatriski. So Rama with another put down. That is 9 for him.
It's amazing. It's just a 2-point game, even though Hawaii's offense is on fire. UCLA's not, but they're only behind by 2.
How about that reaction by Greenwich? Here is Kearney off the hands and down. Finn Kearney in a bit of a groove here. 3 kills on 4 swings for him.
Picking up right where he left off on Thursday night.
So we got a couple of Phoenix guys out there. Zach Rama on one side, Finn Kearney on the Hawaii side, and here is Kainoa Wade on the serve. Back row, Rama. That is kill number 10, so into double figures once more.
Kearney on Thursday night, 9 kills, 1 error, hit .667. So he's continuing his hot streak, as is Rama.
Finn also had a couple of aces in that match. Served by Kelly winds up in the net. And now Trev Rosenthal's turn to serve here.
You gotta love the white and green ambiance tonight of the crowd. Everybody in the lower bowl wearing white. Everybody in the upper bowl wearing green.
Well, this was a highly anticipated showdown. Rosenthal takes it down the line. Good pass, Rama. Back row, Kelly. And he buries it right in front of Trev Rosenthal.
He is so good at that big. UCLA hasn't even come close to stopping it either at the net by blocking or digging in the back row.
Yeah, the only time he has committed a hitting error was when he hit it out. He has 12 kills. He's hitting, 6-11 here for the match.
He's amazing.
The reigning ABCA National Player of the Week, Sean Kelly. Career high 21 kills against USC in that 5-setter at SC. Followed that up in a 4-set win 3 nights later at Pauly with 17 kills. Here's Tatriski slowed down from that left pin. Back row, there he is again. Popped up in the air by Rosenthal. So Kearney goes cross court. Tatriski blocked and roofed. Right into the teeth of that resistance, and it was Cameron Thorne jumping up next to Rama.
Solid UCLA block there. Not a great shot selection by Tatriski.
So 17 serving 18. We've talked about UCLA late in sets. Trent Talifero on the serve. Rosenthal going against the grain. Kearney hit it out. Was there a touch? Yes, there was a touch. And so Kearney gets another kill. He's still without an error. UCLA just now realizing that that wasn't their point. And so now they want their head coach, John Hawks, to challenge the point.
Does he have a challenge left? Yeah, he does have one left.
He was successful in his last challenge. So the call on the floor was a touch. The challenge is that there was no touch. And let's see if we can tell from this camera angle. I don't see a touch.
I don't see one either.
Nothing on the back end either.
And it definitely does not go in. I think that's a no touch. It's a successful challenge.
Yeah, that's not particularly close to a touch either.
No.
So what has been, obviously we're not breaking any news by suggesting that this is a really good UCLA team. The proof is in the pudding. They're 17-0.
Yeah.
But what has been your impression of seeing them now here in person in this environment?
Impressive. They're well coached. They're big. They're smart. They tend to always take smart shots. Great serving team. And they've got an All-American setter who's #1 in every category.
Well, here we go. Charlie Wade, they practice this in the gym almost every day. Starting at 18 all. How do they close the deal? A little paintbrush action there from Justin Todd, but it does the trick. And Hawaii jumps ahead, 19 serving 18. It'll be Finn Kearney. The Rainbow Warriors just trying to avoid the sweep here in this 30th Outrigger Invitational Showdown.
Taliaferro with another good serving turn. He's been money from behind that service line.
Time bomb, that's Finn Kearney's nickname. Outside, Rama dug up by Kearney. Greenwich centers it. And War raises it off the hands of the block. Bump set, cross court, Rama tight to the net. Tatriski keeps it up. Greenwich sets up War. Laid off the block there by Decker. Back row, Kelly terminates again.
Sean Kelly is uncanny. How he hits that back row quick. Amazing.
He's up to 13 kills. He's hitting 600.
Just a sophomore, by the way.
Yeah. Just getting better every week here this season, it seems.
Nice pass from Kearney.
War, they need it. And he goes down the line and in. So Hawaii gets to 20, and here we go. The race is on. Rainbow Warriors fighting for survival. A double sub with Trey Jordan rotating into the front row, and Louis Sakanoko back to serve.
Interesting, his serve, he's been struggling with his serve. I'm surprised he's getting the call, but, you know, he can serve up a bunch of aces. He served 9 in one game in his first year.
Again, the toss just seemed to force him way out in front.
He's been struggling, working on it all week, trying to shorten that toss, but going back to the high toss for some reason.
So now we're tied at 20, and every coach runs this drill, right?
Yeah.
Put 20s up on the board, let's go. And that's an ace. Zach Rama at the perfect time delivers.
And now with 5. He can do it all.
Here he is now serving. Floats it over, pass Rohr. Backside to Treesky, rattles it off the hands, long chase down, and Rama runs out of room. So Christian Treesky with his 6th kill, and he now retreats back behind the line to serve. We're tied at 21. And it's an ace! And a timeout taken by the Bruins. Well, it was that kind of stuff. A kill followed by an ace that made this guy a second-team All-American a year ago. We'll be the weekend with the Kona Low Storm. Out of the timeout to Treesky with the serve. Off of 1 foot, the touch by Kelly is going to be played back. Here's to Treesky, blocked the cover there by Kearney, but we're going to have a violation against Hawaii. I think they're going to say that Treesky stepped on the line on his attack.
You might have forgotten that he was back row.
Well, you know, he hasn't played all that much, at least in a game situation. Going into this week, he had played in just 16 sets. Hadn't seen the floor since January 14th.
Yeah.
Serve there by Grayson Bradford. Middle set, Jordan blocked, kept up by Kearney. Now Rowan tight to the net. That's set off the mark. Advantage Hawaii. Rosenthal, D-set to Treesky. Blocked, but it stays in. Rosenthal outside. Rohr has to go with the left hand, but he makes it work.
That was a crazy rally again. I'm not sure Treesky's ball was blocked by much. Maybe a pinky got it. He's trying to hit the ball a little bit too hard and too down.
23 serving 22. Rohr made sure he got it in. Rowan goes backside. It's Decker through the block. Rohr keeps it alive, falling to the floor. Connolly the sliding save. Decker! Oh my goodness, he unloads to tie things up at 23.
They could call Decker the wrecker with shots like that. Wow. Kind of a mismatch there with a shortish Finn Kearney with Decker out there, 6'9". Kearney only 6'5".
UCLA coming off of a season where they won 22 games. Lost to Long Beach State in the national championship. It was their 4th Final Four appearance in a row. That pass tight to the net. A joust up there, and it's Rosenthal who wins it. And it is Aloha ball here in set 3. Hawaii trying to push this match to at least a 4th frame.
What a pass by Rohr. That could have easily been an ace.
And everybody's standing up here on set point.
Trying to make a difference here. The stand shift center.
Trey Jordan the serve. Rowan gonna go outside and down through the block by Kelly. Jordan keeps it alive, but not gonna be able to forge a return, and Kelly gets another kill. How about 14 for him?
Kelly just continues to rack it up. Now he goes back to serve, where he's been successful back there as well.
He has a service ace on his stat line. Pass by Kearney. Here to Treesky, off the block and down. And they'll rise again here. Set point number 2 for the Rainbow Warriors.
And they'll roll it. 3rd set for the fans.
And how about to Treesky? Inserted into this set for the first time tonight. 7 kills, hitting .417. Rosenthal. Pass by Connolly, gonna drift. Joust up there, stays on the Hawaii side. So Rohr, high ball set, Kearney. Blocked and roofed. Oh, it was Diallo jumping up next to Rowan. They had some other plans.
A well-formed block, to say the least.
How about 8 ties in set 3? How about 6 ties since it was 2020?
Fans are getting their money's worth.
Diallo floats it over. Rosenthal off the net. Here's Kearney, blocked and roofed. They had him again. Cameron Thorne jumping up next to Rama.
I believe Thorne might be warned about saying something after the stuff, not sure.
Yeah, maybe the celebration a little over-exuberant, at least in the eyes of R1 Ronald Pelham, but
yeah,
Kearney gets blocked back-to-back. Yeah, a little talking through the net.
Yeah.
So now it's Aloha ball for the match here for UCLA. Pass by Rohr. Rosenthal outside to Treesky. He chooses violence.
Fans got ready to stand up again. They were so used to it, but no, it's just a tie, folks.
Well, there's Christian Tetrisky back this weekend. Has proven once again that he's still got some goods as that hit goes long. No touch up front. And once again, it is Aloha ball for Hawaii, but we're going to have a challenge here by John Hawks, and this is a biggie. This is his last challenge if he loses it. Just delivering time and time again.
And John Hawks and I talked about earlier in the week, going down the middle was going to be a strategy for them, with whether it's setting a middle attacker up front or they're setting the back row quick.
Here's Rowan. And it's going to be a long run for Rohr. He's able to center it, but a free pass winds up in the net. And UCLA once again will serve for the match. And now Charlie Wade's going to signal for a timeout. Oh, the twists and turns. And just more evidence of how this UCLA team just refuses to get sent away.
This particular set is how I thought all three sets were going to go tonight. Hitting 300, getting their offense back going again in full gear, led by Sean Kelly. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, and this is the scenario that if you're John Hawks, you'll take every time, where you are serving for a match against another ranked opponent, and you have Andrew Rowan behind the service line.
He was the one who served set point against Ohio State to end that 48-46
That's right.
match.
Can you imagine 94 points? Pass by Greenwich is a beauty. Rosenthal backside to Treesky, was a little tight to the net, but he still made it work. And then he makes a little face through the net, and he gets a bit of a stink-eye look from Ronald Pelham. And we're tied again. I mean, 48-46 is a long way to go, but it had to be 28-28 at one point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it took an hour to play, I think, at one set.
Todd on the serve. Connolly, that'll pull Rowan off the net. And a joust up there. It goes off the Hawaii block and out, and UCLA wins it. And I think Ronald Pelham, first thing he wants to do is just settle things down. There's a little too much chirping through the net for his liking. And so he's going to talk to the two floor captains, the two setters. Floor was a UCLA point that it was last touched by Hawaii, and Charlie Wade is going to challenge this. It was also ruled out off of the Hawaii touch. And so there are a couple of things that they can look at. They can look at who touched it last, and they can look to see if...
Or is it possible it was pushed off
by Charlie Wade, and once again it is Aloha ball for the match for UCLA. So they're serving to close this thing up for the third time, and it'll be Zach Rama. Rohr, overpass. And where did that land as Tread Rosenthal goes down? What is the call? They're going to say that it's a UCLA point, that it was Tread Rosenthal as a back row attacker. So the violation there, the crowd got awfully silent because they saw Tread Rosenthal go down awkwardly. He appears to be okay, but an anticlimactic closing point for what is incredibly impressive.
Stays put in the nest. The flyer soaked is spoiled.
Điện cái ghế lưới.
Còn yên
Tôi trời.
nó mang yêu rề rề đấy
Giảm với nó
không của nó
bự đấy. Ê! Hả?
Vì sao anh hai nữa?
Lát nó ngồi dưới này phía chìm nữa. Ơi, nhiều của ai đó?
Của cái này của
Chỗ cô đó.
áo
Cái cô em phóng ngạ mập đó.
anh chú cái này chú của nó ngại.
Nhưng cái hình phía chìm nữa. 16-22 dạ nó lát viện nhá. Cốc lái non lớn.
Cái hạt đất mình là mình mò thì nó khó khăn lắm.
Gì đó lên mặt tiền đấy.
Là bơi nào là nó 3 mét chú.
Nên ngon nhá. Vậy yêu thép lẻ đang của bà chả phụ quậy cầm nhắm hổ đất con trai nó lấy.
Còn cái ai vậy à? Này đây ai thì chạy lắm vậy đây.
Ai hô này ký anh cây mà này đầu tư chặn cái nó thì có. Vậy đây anh cây già bọc xương nha bộ.
Cái này hô cho cây
Quý ở để anh cây đông hơn quý hô đông hô canh hơn nhưng mà canh quý đức rồi giá thành quý xịn luôn. Ok cảm ơn đấy nhá.
Rồi qua thử.
Ê, kia này, nó mẹ tao việc, quên, kia này, kia, kia, kia này, kia này, tao việc quá, tao bảo việc là chịu hả? Nó mẹ tao có bẩn là tao nó hư.
Ok nha mày, tao ngon nha.
Dạ. Ý là em không nghĩ là khán giả họ vui gì á.
Tao đã nói rồi là mày làm được.
Vậy em phải cố gắng hơn đúng không?
Chứ sao nữa?
Nói chứ cảm ơn mọi người nhiều lắm. Nếu mà mọi người không cho em cơ hội thì biết bao trời rồi.
Thôi mày cứ cảm ơn hoài từ nào tới giờ rồi.
Thì biết ơn phải do ta cảm ơn chứ.
Khỏi cảm ơn, dẫn tụi này đi nhậu.
Đúng, hợp lý.
Ramblers remain in contention.
Con có đói bụng rồi. Tao đói luôn.
Cái gì bà nội? Mà con chị có uống bia không? Rồi đi. Đi.
Đi. Ơi khoan mọi người.
Đi được không?
Có clip này nè. Cái gì vậy?
Mong đánh đổi bằng chính xác để lấy được một cái vai chính trong dự án.
Cái này ghê gớm vậy.
Nhắn tin, gọi điện.
Không, anh Quang phải như vậy.
Đúng rồi đó. Cái này chắc chắn là nó bị ông đạo diễn nó chơi rồi. Hả? Chơi xấu nó. Chuyện rõ ràng chưa? Cái tội nghiệp thì nói vậy. Người ta chửi nó quá trời luôn kìa.
Đi nghe máy không?
Nhỏ khóa máy luôn rồi. Giờ sao? Ê! Ê, tao tu mà. Sư phụ.
Vô cổng như vậy, vô cổng.
Trời ơi.
Tôi quên, đang tu.
Yêu quá đã bị tiêu diệt. Đi tiếp thôi mọi người.
2, 3.
Ok, bye bye mọi người, chúc mọi người ngủ ngon nha. Anh Ngộ không ơi, nhảy
Hả? Tốt nghiệp? Yêu rồi.
Là mọi người muốn Ngộ Không nhảy lại trong cái đoạn hồi nãy đúng không ạ?
Vậy thì cả nhóm tụi tôi cùng nhảy được không ạ? 2, 3. Để bạn cái gì đây?
Ngồi cái quán ăn không?
Đạo diễn bữa nào gom tiền mua thay cái cà sa mới rồi không?
Anh Quang.
Đây này.
Quán đó. Ủa, quán à?
Mình đã đi chồng
Anh
rồi.
nhớ sân khấu lắm đúng không? Em biết mà. Tại xuất phát điểm thì anh em mình đều giống nhau thôi. Mà đôi khi mình phải đi sai rồi. Mà đi sai thì mình đi lại thôi.
Mày diễn như này hay á. Chúc mừng mày nha. Anh giờ cũng đâu còn gì đâu. Có quay trở lại chắc cũng bị mọi người coi thường à.
Ai coi thường mày?
Ai dám đuổi mày? Thằng nào đuổi mày tao chì chú nó liền. Ai nói đi, tao bảo kê cho.
Thích qua coi. Bầu cũng dành nữa.
Xin lỗi mọi người nha. Mình dở quá.
Đỡ phải gì mày ơi. Quay về được là vui rồi.
Đúng rồi.
Mà chị Kiều, hình như là sắp tới cái vở của mình á còn thiếu một vai thì phải.
Thì thiếu.
Giờ sao ta?
Mà sợ cái người ta đi điện ảnh á nên người ta không có nhận mấy cái vai.
Có đâu, vai gì cũng nhận hết trơn á, thiệt.
Vai bụi cỏ được không?
Nhưng mà em nói vai bụi cỏ là không được làm đầu cụ nha. Em muốn vai đó là con người diễn đàng hoàng, em diễn.
Không, anh về là anh phải lấy vai Ngộ Không lại. Em thích diễn vai bụi cỏ hơn.
Trong môn cao của Mai Huy, tạo ra. Lên.
Đẹp lệ. Đúng là đây đó mà.
Rồi, trở lại là vui rồi. Cái gì á? Gì sao vậy?
Tôi mở nó có hết nẻ rồi. Trời ơi. Khoan. Mày tới giờ chưa tới đâu. Trời ơi.
Để sân khấu. Đi ra mình dễ. Ơi, đừng có dậm cà sa tao cà tới nữa.
Đó.
Phải công nhận rằng bây giờ chúng ta xây một kênh edit bằng AI nó rất đơn giản so với trước kia. Các bạn cần có một tấm ảnh như thế này thôi. AI nó có thể tạo ra cho bạn một cái video hoàn chỉnh, có âm thanh, có giọng nói, có nhạc nền, có chuyển bằng cái giờ này năm ngoái nhé. Để các bạn làm một cái video như thế này, đôi khi chúng ta phải mất từ 2 cho đến 3 tiếng và phải kết hợp rất là nhiều những công cụ AI khác nhau. Nhưng mà bây giờ chúng ta chỉ có một công cụ này.
Vấn đề của chuột lưới chỗ vấn đề của này là họ đang hức lắm kia thầu lắp được cho nhà nào đặt luôn. nó chiên nhiều quá lên đấy bằng vậy rồi kia chiên trống là nó lăn cái biết đó lấy thổi môi chiên đó lấy đồ cái em hiểu lấy cái chạy hàm hot luôn hả đấy để con mở cái chiên lấy chiên hoặc là lấy hồ lo cái chạy này chiên đồ nó lợn mà nhá cẩn thận nó gì thâu kia gì cái tệ ở thâu mấy ngàn như mày cánh gà những mấy ngàn như mày không mất tiếng gà ông ấy tóc làm đó à nghe tóc mất rồi đó tóc hạt đó nha nhưng lại đi quay luôn quay xuống đây trứng gà đây nè trứng gà ông ơi nhá có trứng gà ông thì ra đấy vô vô nhá giờ rồi dưới vô hả chụp gà ông đó ở đây chiên nó chiên quá không Nam đắp không
As the Ramblers remain in contention for another conference title, and the Mastodons are looking to move up the standings as well. Don Declan, welcome to Arnie Ball Court inside the historic Hilliard Game Sports Center with the coach, Steve Florio, and the rest of our crew. I'm John Nolan. Thanks so much for joining us. Underway, and it's the Mastodons on the board. That service corner. Yeah, see if it's a first time. This is the last tune-up weekend before they get going with that. As a matter of fact, if the standings wind up shaking out where they are right now, these teams will play each other a week from Saturday back in Chicago. Yeah, that's an interesting turn of events if it does happen, right? Because you're getting your scout kind of done already. And you go back and just watch this match and see what changes you have to make depending on the winner or loser. That said, as you pointed out, Alexander Sosa, who is leading the Ramblers in kills and getting the kill for the Dons to retake the lead. They're hoping that Sosa can return from injury yet this season, but injuries have certainly been a major theme in the story of the season for Loyola. That said, overall, a pretty experienced group, one that was in the NCAA tournament last year under head coach Shane Davis versus a Dons team that's certainly on the rise, and they demonstrated that in round one in Chicago and showing it here out the gate as well. Yeah, in the match in Chicago, they outblocked Loyola by a good amount, and the Dons already starting the night with the first block of the night for both teams. At about 56 advantage in July, back on March 7th. It was Loyola who won the first set, and that was after the Ramblers were coming off of a big win against Ball State the first time they met them. Mastodons were sputtering a bit at the time. Loyola took the first set, and then Fort Wayne reeled off 3 in a row. Yeah, the blocking was a big part of that for them, but as well, they served the ball very tough. So look to see the Dons trying to serve the ball tough tonight as well. That was the Dons' first win against the top 10 team in a couple of years. Trying to show here tonight it was no fluke. You get the production in the middle, that was really McAfee. From Wisconsin, inserted into the starting lineup with the 7'2" Oscar Berg Mickelson out. That matter, they were without one of their leaders in the setter, Ryan Elliott, for about 6 weeks, but he's back, and he's back as the reigning offensive player of the week in the conference. With the kill up there, and you see he's got good volleyball IQ. He is a senior, and you're gonna see a lot of good decisions by him tonight. They start 4 guys who are either seniors or grad students. And for the Dons, there might not be a senior who sees any time on the court tonight. The Dons only have 1 senior on the team, and a very young team. Lots of freshmen and sophomores out there. Few juniors. So you have like an experienced team, albeit injured, but lots of experience versus the young team finding their way. The potential for the Dons is enormous, though. There's so much talent on this roster from top to bottom. They work so well together. The culture is so strong. It's so exciting to see what they can be as they continue to progress. Yeah, built here under Donnie Gleason, and a win tonight or any other win this season would surpass their win total from a year ago. And even just within the course of this season, as pointed out, fairly inexperienced group, month by month, they've shown a lot of development. Loyola serving now, leading 6-5. And there's the power for Brad Bell. Bell's had success early, and you know, Miguel is going to spread his offense around. Sosa was leading the team with over 4 kills in a set. while Pablo Kovic is a great player, when you do not have that dominant opposite, you do want to find as many hitters as you can. So you see the Ramblers going early and often to their middle. Meanwhile, Mastodon like to get their middle going as well. They were pretty sharp in putting pressure on Loyola serving in that first section. And again, service pressure is going to be really important tonight for the Dons. But, I mean, it goes without saying, in the sport, you want to serve tough, you want to pass well. But if they want to replicate that block total, they're going to have to get Loyola on their heels a little bit with tough service. DC Lyons with a kill. Lyons showing a fast arm there, hits that good angle. Challenges left tack position 5-digger. Thurston is one of those exciting young players for the Dons. You're going to see him tonight. He'll connect well out of the back row on a pick. I think is what a lot of teams call that. The second tempo, fairly quick attack out of the back row. Starting as a freshman. Meyer with the dig. And it's Owen Banner. Owen Banner connecting on a sharp angle. Has the inside seam to swing and he takes it. Banner's been in a really nice position for the team. Got a heavy arm. Real athletic and powerful. Yeah, in addition to the 5 freshmen on the roster, a couple of transfers, and maybe it's cliche, but yeah, at this point of the year now, into April, you'd like to think those guys are ingrained in your system. Yeah, absolutely. At this point, you're right. They've been playing enough. They have the experience too. Coach Gleason excited to see what these guys show now that the stakes do get a little bit higher here. Next weekend, the new tournament begins, but it's almost postseason now. It's sorting out the season. Early on, both teams trading service errors. Serving tough, sometimes some errors. There's Mira with an absolute bullet. And there's Eden Klein connecting on that swing. He's first in the conference in hitting percentage. 5-16 coming in. Right now, the middle attack for Loyola is looking really sharp. Credit to the passing, especially after the tough serves from Europe. Both these teams come in after successful weekends. In fact, Loyola right now is on a 4-match winning streak. That included victories last weekend against McHenry, ranked 12th, and Lindenwood, ranked 11th. And they had lost to Lindenwood first go around. So now they're trying to get some redemption here against the Dons as well. A little revenge tour, maybe? And the BFW trying to build off of a successful weekend down in North Carolina against Queens. And the call's going to be the pass was over the plane on the Don side. Miguel tried to bring it back, but baited the Don side, and that is an illegal play. Even at 11 in set 1. With authority at today's throw and banner. Don's looking confident, and why not? They did win the last matchup, and they've got to keep that in their pocket. And I think they know they can do this. They're coming out strong right away. And mentioned the victories at Queens last year, and granted Queens at the bottom of the standings, but after a sweep on Friday last weekend, really tapped into their reserves. In fact, completely flipped the starting lineup, and it was the reserves who took care of business as well. So you can speak to this as a coach. It'll be like an extra better vibe in the locker room and the gym when everyone's contributing. Yeah, absolutely, right? Like, it's a great opportunity for those guys to get out, show what they can do, but join in the fun, right? Like, their guys the night before won, now they get to put a W on the board. I mean, great for team camaraderie, and also getting those starters to rest. Yeah, exactly. Let's get a hit on that as well. Actually, then Jay. Back and forth. Don's taking advantage of a miscue on Loyola's side. Gallagher tried to run a big, but Babakovic wasn't running his pattern. And good finish. I know that's something that Coach Donnie Gleason's working on, is having these guys take advantage of mistakes.
Burns didn't do that, but now another service there.
McAfee gets a dig, though, which led to that kill by Herzen. And anytime you can get a dig out of your middle, that's an extra bonus there.
That one for New York. Tuesday night across the league, Northern Kentucky is at Lindenwood, Ohio State is at McHenry. They won't get going until 8 o'clock Eastern time. Same deal for Lewis and Ball State.
Don's picking up their second block of the night, extending that lead.
So what stands out to you so far?
Well, both teams have a lot of service errors already. 7 service errors on the Dons, 5 on Loyola. But right now, this little stretch here, the Dons are just executing a little more sharply. And the Loyola passing, that's the case. He's found everybody at least once. And everybody is converting on those swings. Only one hitting error.
See how the Ramblers respond out of this timeout. And 5 ties and a couple lead changes so far in this first set, but it's the Mastodons with the momentum. Marcus advantage for either side. Hunter Hopkins serves.
And that's going to be an illegal back row attack. That's called on Tyler Howard. And that means he either stepped on or over that 3-meter line you see there, just short of the logo, the Mastodon logo. If you're a back row player, you have to jump from behind that line if you want to attack over the height of the net. So they go back to that exact same set. They give Howard another chance on what most teams call a blue, and he converts it this time with a clean takeoff.
How they call it a blue?
A lot of teams label their sets across the back row red, white, blue. Red being on the far left, white being in the middle, and blue being on the right. That's where it stems from back in the day at least.
Black and gold against the maroon and gold. And that point will go to Loyola.
Yeah, Muir took a good rip, but just missed it wide. This is rotation 1 for the Dons, where the right side, Logan Muir, is going to be hitting on the left. Paul Herzen, the left side hitting on the right. Sometimes it's tough rotation. Well, don't worry about left and right. Let's just go up the middle.
Lions with a hammer.
And again, Hunter Hopkins using all his weapons right now, keeping the Rambler block. Yep.
They're on the set for Hopkins.
Yep.
Compared to their season number of 324, so similar here so far. If it's back in this first set in the row, and it's 154 down to 385. That's more like it for the Ramblers, 8 and 5.
Ramblers having success out of the middle among all places, and Bell and Klein doing a lot of work. They're going to need the pins to step up, and again, missing big right side. They're going to have to find a way to get offense out of that position.
And the initial execution out of the timeout, but back to the Dons.
Yeah, net violation. I think they called it on Babakovic.
Frustrating first set continues for the Blurs.
And you can see it a little bit. The body language is that of a frustrated team right now.
Nearly a dig in the back by Herzen. Now, Loyola is going
nipping in at the deficit, 21-17. That's Tyler Howard, and he is the player right now in place for Sosa. That's in there. Your team has injuries. You're trying to find answers. You run a lot of guys through. Keeping it in down the line, Josh Schellinger. Grad student, originally from Bloomington, Illinois, transferring in from UCSD out west. Got a NEVA Offensive Player of the Week accolade on his resume this year. It'll take it, make it by Brody McAfee. Middle handles the left serve and then drives the approach. It's always a good time to find your middle. They usually get excited when they handle that first ball and they come in pretty hot. See him get the outside hand there and get the boot kill. You're serving. Over Chapman King. And Loyola within 3. Schellinger puts up his second kill in a row there. Finding that line. Try to go to Muir on the blue, little out of rhythm on that set. Muir has to decelerate and pull it down into the net. Service error hurts. And Loyola trailing 23-20. Big hit for Banner again. Banner coming through on that big, great triple block to get the soft block and touch. Meyer puts up the perfect pass and let's go big. Set point. Banner serving. Dons take the opening set against ninth-ranked Loyola. And to reiterate, Loyola on the season, not just first in the conference in hitting percentage, but top 10 in the country. As the Ramblers remain in contention for another conference title, and the Mastodons are looking to move up the standings as well. Don Zeck, and welcome to Arnie Ball, court inside the historic Hilliard Sports Center with the coach Steve Florio and the rest of our crew. I'm John Nolan. Thanks so much for joining us. Underway, and it's the Mastodons on the board first. And that error. Yeah, Steve, it's a fun time. This is the last shoot-up weekend before they get going with it. As a matter of fact, if the standings are to figure out where they are right now, these teams will play each other on Saturday back in Chicago. Yeah, that's an interesting turn of events that does happen, right? Because you're getting your scout kind of done already. You go back and just watch this match and see what teams are today in the night, depending on the winner or loser of this match. That's as you pointed out, Alexander Sosa, who is leading Ramblers in kills. Ramblers kill to not takes the lead. They're hoping that Sosa can return from injury again this season, but ball in a really good tempo. Injuries have certainly been a major in the story of the season for Loyola. That said, overall experienced group within volleyball program. Last year, you'll see under head coach Shane Davis versus a Dodge team that's certainly on the rise, and they demonstrated that in round 1 in Chicago, and it's shown it here out the gate as well. Yeah, in the match in Chicago, they outblocked Loyola by a good amount, and the Dons already starting the night with the first block of the night for both teams. Ryan had about tossing it up, 6 advantage in blocks back on March 7th.
It was Loyola who won the first set, and that was after they were coming off of big baseball state. Love the pressure. Anything you have to the first set, they just kept waiting the heat for them more on 3 in a row. Good job by Loyola. So look to see the Dons try and show the top 10 team in a couple of years. Now to his most smooth. That goes long. Their service pressure right there is making a tough pass. Especially has to triple block so high. Just get the no one in for Braswell. 6'9" senior from Wisconsin. Inserted into the starting lineup with the 7'2" Oscar Berg Mickelson. Nicely done by the Dons. It's a kill for Tanner. Team effort. They got one of their leaders in the center, Ryan Elegant. Where you see back at the reigning offensive player of the league. Puts the kill up there. You see he's got good volleyball IQ. He's a senior and have their senior leadership take over. You see a lot of these decisions. They start doing factory. Is Brad Brink on the Dodger might not be a season time. Johns only have one NCAA team and qualify for the very young team. A lot of freshmen, sophomores out there. Decades. Juniors. Davis's first go around like a program and led them to back-to-back national championships with 2014 finding their way. Starting to coach on the women's side. The potential for the Dons is enormous, though. There's so much talent on this roster from top to bottom. Experienced coaches work so well together. The culture is so strong. So did a good job at Northwestern as well to see what they can be as they continue to progress. Yeah, second year under Donnie Gleason as a student athlete. Win tonight or any other win that season or McAfee puts it down. And even just within the course of this season, to point out, fairly inexperienced. 5 months going to a lot of developing efficiency in that. They always serve right now. We have ball to hit that, so we do not have a challenge. The power for Brad Bell. Bell's had success early, and Miguel is going to spread his offense around. Sosa was merged in about half Will Smith, while Pablo Sosa is a great player. How we're connecting on the blue, you want to find as many hitters as you can, so you see the Ramblers going early and often to their middle. Shane Davis was an outstanding setter in their middle going as well. They were, you see that in his pretty sharp hit setters, and always putting pressure on serving in that first basket. On display right there. And again, service pressure is going to be really important for the Dons for the night. It goes without saying, in sports, you want to serve tough, you want to pass well. But if they want to replicate that block total, they're going to have to get Loyola on the real
held on.
More action out of the middle for the Dons. Fast arm there, gets that good angle.
Oh man. Đi. Ủa? Hồi bị tắt cái nào vậy anh Nam?
Cái gì?
Cái hồi bị tắt cái nào hả?
Hồi đi mày á, sáng tao thức dậy tao thấy rồi.
Ủa, nhưng mà ấy là không có phạm lỗi gì không? Sao kỳ vậy?
Thì nó có để lỗi mà trùng lập nội dung.
Chết mẹ, vậy là ông đăng ở bên kia trước rồi.
Đó, bởi vậy ai biết.
Sao động dở với trời. Mẹ kênh 9 kiếm tiền không chịu đăng rồi do ông đăng bên kia rồi. Ông đăng bên Hào TV á, lão bạn thời gian trước á.
Chắc vậy á.
Rồi ông có gọi không?
Tao nói ông chưa có gọi gì á.
Má nó trùng lập nội dung mới ác đó chứ, nên bây giờ làm vậy nó giao 6 triệu là đúng á, bà mẹ nó làm bậy bạn cái chết mình luôn. Rồi sao?
Chắc thôi chứ sao trời.
Vậy là mắc luôn hả?
Chứ làm gì được đấy.
Má, kháng không được hay sao?
Kháng chưa biết có được hay không, nhưng mà anh chưa có kháng gì hết để nói chuyện với ổng rồi sao hết đã.
Má, làm ăn kỳ cục vậy anh. Má, ông không biết sao giờ dùng lập nội dung mà ông đi đăng bên kia trước mới ác đó chứ.
Biết đâu, nói với ổng rồi mà.
Chết luôn mẹ nó. 6 triệu rồi, bữa giờ ông làm cũng lên đó chứ, mình cũng thấy ngon ngon quá chứ. Mẹ gặp thứ gì không trời. Rồi mấy anh em sao rồi?
Cái vậy?
Chưa ấy hả? Chưa vô làm à? Ê! Dạ đi lát nữa gọi lại cho. Ê! Miêu thật có xăng đấy, thật có xăng có máy nè. Thật có máy hả? Mai được chỉnh ra nó được to luôn mà. Bên đây có tông lại. Nào. thấy mừng đây là nó to hơn câu mấy nó hơn